That's a good goal for Peter Weir. Now Aberdeen with McGee making the break and Hewitt waiting in the middle. Yes!
Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you and supported by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental. And also, just a gentle reminder that this past week, I was absolutely delighted to announce that my other sponsor, Craig International, have renewed their sponsorship deal with ABTV for another 12 months. And I'm absolutely thrilled and delighted about it. My thanks to Steve McCarty and Joe McDonald for their continued support. The future of procurement is very much safe in their hands. Tomorrow evening, we're back in Dingwall. It's match day as Aberdeen travel to Ross County. Kick-off in the Global Energy Stadium is at 17:45 UK time. Just a gentle reminder what it means in terms of the table. So it's 3 wins from 3. It's the perfect start to the season. It's been a fantastic start to the season. The only difference is Celtic are on top by goal difference. Hi everybody, how you doing? A very warm welcome to Ali Beg ABTV in different surroundings. This is my living room. So the building where my studio is going under some pretty, how can I put it? There's quite a bit of renovation going on and they're having some maintenance work done, and I've kind of been thrown out for the week while all this maintenance work goes on. So I've had to do the show tonight from my from here in my living room, and we'll probably have to do the review show as well, just depending how all the maintenance work goes. So I hope it doesn't spoil your viewing pleasure. So how are you all doing? How much are you looking forward to tomorrow's game up in Dingwall? A sellout as far as the Aberdeen travelling support is. It's going to be another, hopefully, fantastic atmosphere. And hopefully the atmosphere generated will help the boys get over the line, and we'll make it 4 out of 4. So plenty to discuss tonight. Usual drill. Come on, tell me how you're feeling. Tell me your thoughts ahead of the game. Obviously, today was transfer deadline day, and all of Aberdeen's business has now been concluded. There'll be nothing happening up until midnight tonight. The only movement that happened today was Jayden Richardson, as expected, left the football club. So our targets, Abani Bowett and Marcus Eunice, decided not to head towards Aberdeen. They've decided to go elsewhere. So that basically concludes all of our business. So what do you think about that? Are you content with what we've got? Are you disappointed that possibly we should have brought in 1 or 2 more players? Tell me what you think. So on tonight's show, it's the usual stuff in terms of the preview. I've got the match stats for you a little bit later. I've got some quotes from Yemi Tulane, predict the team line in just a moment. And I'm also delighted to have been joined by AFC Fans Project Chairman Andy Forbes. So the Fans Project is a new group that has been set up by the football club who basically organise all the tifos and all the displays that we've recently seen at Pittodrie. And I was really delighted to get Andy on to have a little chat about the group, what they're doing, how it all works, and what they've got in mind for Simi's tribute, which is coming up very, very soon. So I'm really looking forward to bringing that to you a little bit later. So to get started, let's try and predict the team news ahead of tomorrow night's game. And I got to be honest, I'm going with the same team that Yimi started with last week. So basically, Papa to maintain that sort of number 10 role, and that's roughly what I think it'll be. The only sticking point for me is that potentially Kevin Nesbitt could start ahead of Esther Sokler. But I got to be honest, I still don't think he's 100% match fit. Hence why I think he'll find himself on the bench tomorrow and Esther will start the game. So that's what I think will be the starting 11. Basically the same team that started last week's game. So this is what Yumi had to say. I think the most important thing is that how we press and how we attack is more consistent. We can find different ways to attack. So I think it is more about repeating and improving instead of adding a lot of things. And once we have that, we can add more things to our game. It takes time. It is better to be really good in some parts instead of being all over the place, and it is not so clear. We are taking it step by step. He went on to say, we always have to be competitive and take on the fight on the pitch. The way we want to play is demanding. Everybody has to be ready to run for each other, and of course, act like a team playing together. So that's what Jimmy had to say ahead of the game. A lot of you actually on my socials came on and commented about how well he spoke at the Aberdeen event and how sort of receptive he was to meeting you guys and spent a lot of time with you guys. And he just comes across as a really affable chap. And many of you were absolutely singing his praises. So let's just find Andy's interview for you, just so that it's all there. There we go. So that's already in there. And I'll just grab that as well, just so that I don't forget. Okay, just let me delete that. And I'll just try that one more time. I'm expecting a fairly busy show tonight. Honestly, your continued support, because the viewing figures, I've been keeping an eye on them, are just absolutely amazing at the moment. I worked out the average viewership per show, and it's now touching, it's just over actually 1,200 views per show, which is, double on what it was this time of year, if not triple. So it's just absolutely brilliant, and we can see the growth and we can see how we're building, and we're now edging closer to 3,800 subscribers. So if you enjoy the show, don't forget to press the old like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget, it doesn't cost anything, it's just the press of a button. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well. It just gives you notifications of all the shows that are coming up. So let's, before we get Andy on, let's start opening it up to you guys. And let's just see how you're all doing. Let's get the old bins on. Okay. So let's bring that down. Oh yeah, plenty going on tonight. Good. Okay, Gordon Keith Ritchie says, good evening all. Tomorrow won't be easy. We have to work hard and take our chances and hopefully be top at the end of the game. Come on, you Reds. I've got the match stats in just a moment for you, just to show you actually how well we've done recently in Dingwall. Gavin Wilson said, good evening, Ali and Dandies. Doesn't Yimmy speak well and professionally, giving good courtesy to our opponents? It's a feel of fresh air that he's brought to the club. Absolutely spot on. Ian Morgan Smith is here. Hi, Ian. He says, hope you and everyone is well. It's a long trip to Dingwall, but looking forward to a sunny day, overnight stay, and a positive top of the league result. Richard Mickey McMillan is just on saying, good evening, Ali and fellow Dandies. Come on, you Reds, he says. Michael Findlay is here saying, good evening, Dandies. Have to agree with Gavin, definitely loving what I'm seeing in JT. Bright times ahead, no rush transfers, and what he has done in the transfer market so far all looks very good. Richard Mickey McMillan is just reminding you all to press the old like button. Colin Gale has said, I'm not surprised that Jayden Richardson has left the club. However, I hope he finds another club quickly and he can get some satisfaction from his football career. Here. The musical box is on wishing everyone a good evening, as is Sugarland. He says, I see Jayden Richardson is away. Good luck to him. Best for both parties, I reckon. I'm confident for tomorrow. Great chance to go top. Michael Findlay. Thank you, Michael. Very nice post. He says, please tell all your dandy friends and family about ABTV. Let's help Ali hit the target of 4,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, Michael, for that message. Gavin Wilson says, in terms of business, he says, I hope attention will now turn to getting Mackenzie, McGrath and Devlin on contract extensions. The musical box says, I wish Richardson the best for the future. His pace was an asset, but he wasn't much good in defence and his crossing was patchy at best, so just not the quality that we needed. Graham Barron is here. How are we doing, Graham? He says, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. We need to play like we have taken our chances. With the start we have had, someone will be out to end our streak. He's predicting a 3-0 win for the Dons and to go top of the league. So I think somebody has just joined the Ali Beg EBTV membership scheme, but I see that the message got retracted, so maybe that was a wee error. If you did try and do that, let me know. If it was an error, obviously don't worry, it's not a problem. The musical box says any win tomorrow will do for me. Chilling says good evening everyone. Fist pump. Chris Clark says good evening everyone. Looks like that's business done for this window. I for one am happy with the squad we have. Gay and Bisaurin almost like new signings after being frozen out before. Let's do this. Sugarland says play our game and we'll be okay. The fixtures have helped, but we seem to be too much for most teams. Middle and front and our defensive setup has been given time to gel. Mark Leslie says, Ali definitely paying off the admin to get that deadline day announcement out before he went live. Grey Pilgrim has said, stand free. Luminous Reality says, feel like Ali and fellow dandies. Sad to hear about the passing of Sven and touching to hear Yumi had a personal video message upon getting the job at Aberdeen. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Luminous. It was obviously very sad that Sven-Göran Eriksson passed away this week, lost his battle to cancer. I don't know if you saw his the documentary about him that was on recently. Fantastic watch. Very, very sad. Obviously passes our condolences to his family. Barry Cole says, hello, fellow dandies. I'm in a bar in Manchester. Oh, probably my third favourite city in the UK, behind, obviously, Aberdeen, then Glasgow, and then Manchester. I loved living in Manchester. I lived there for 5 years. 5 years? 5 years. Oh, loved it. We'd move there tomorrow, given half a chance, if my kids would come with me. Kilted Warrior said, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. Stand free, he says. Paul Hannon is here, said, good evening, Ali. Hope all is good, so no more signings this window. Was hoping for a backup for Devlin. We have got Milne, but extra cover there would be great. David Horn said, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. All set for Dingwall tomorrow. Please do have a safe trip for everybody that's travelling up the road tomorrow. Graham Gibbs said, Ali, where is the red light? I've left it in the studio. It's in the studio. Barry Cooler said, hopefully taught by full-time tomorrow. Kilted Warrior is also reminding you to hit the old like button. Laurel 101 says, feel like Ali, excited about being top of the league after tomorrow's game. Paul Cosgrove has said, good evening all. I'm looking at a win to put us top and a draw on Sunday to keep us top. Scott W says, I'm happy with the window. I think the club has done some excellent work and the squad looks strong. Jerry Kennedy says, fit like Ali, 3 points tomorrow, hopefully. Dave B says, good evening, dandies. I think we've done good business in the transfer market. Right, guys, so there's plenty more comments to get through. So in the meantime, what we will do now is just pause for a second and let's get Andy on. So there he is. Okay, so Andy Forbes is the chairman of the AFC Fans Project, which is a group of fans that came together to organise and arrange all these tifos and displays that we've seen at Pittodrie recently. And I'm absolutely sure you'll all agree that the guys, the boys and girls have been doing an absolutely phenomenal job, and it's really lifted the atmosphere at the stadium. So what we've done is Andy and I caught up yesterday from his home office, and we just spoke about the group, the ideas behind the tifos, and the plans for Simi's tribute as well. So I really hope you enjoy Andy Forbes. Here he is. Hi Andy, it's lovely to see you. Thank you so much for jumping on and spending some time with me this evening. Okay, I'd like to fire straight in with the first question. Can you explain exactly what is the concept behind the supporters group?
So the AFC Fans Project, really the single motivation behind it is to help the team. It's maybe not the answer you'd expect me to say straight away, but it is everything we do is to help the team. And the way we can do that, we believe, is the colour, the atmosphere, and everything about Pittodrie. Looking at every little detail, how can we make our home better than it is, and more intimidating for visitors, more inspiring for our own players. It's that kind of theme, But it's not all about that. It's a quite a wide-ranging project. I think it is a bit misunderstood at the moment, and we're aware of that. So I've taken an action as chairman of the group to come up with a charter that we can fine tune and then release publicly, which will give a, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 bullet points. What are the main aims of this group? And, hopefully that will then give clarity to the wider audience exactly what we're trying to do.
Can anybody join the group, Andy?
So we've got a committee at the moment which would probably be reluctant to expand further because committees are difficult as it is. It's like trying to herd cats at the moment, I can assure you. So what we would say though is we absolutely want people to participate in this, and there's many, many ways that you can help us. You don't have to be on the committee. You can become a volunteer. There's loads of things that we need help with. Whether it be fundraising, whether it be materials, whether it be actually putting the designs of displays together, whether it's actually turning up in the morning to help get the displays in place, etc. So there are loads of ways that people can help, and obviously the biggest way is donating as well.
Who comes up with the ideas and the concepts for the displays?
So there's been a display team at Pittodrie for some time now, and we've got some really talented individuals there. We're obviously always looking for more people to join that. Just as we said there, we can do that by volunteering. We've got some pretty talented people on the committee as well, like Dolly Digital from a design perspective. So yeah, it's a group decision. There's no one person decides, oh, this is what we're going to do. I think it's always nice to have a discussion. Obviously, we've got some talented people, some of the younger fans. I haven't met everybody, but I know some of these guys come up with brilliant ideas. That single image that was used recently in the RDS, with the bucket hat. I know it was a fan that came up with that idea, and I think it's a really iconic image.
I know that you guys are planning a tribute for Neil Simpson very soon. Can you give us an idea of what you're planning for him?
Yeah, well, I don't want to give too much away on that because obviously we want it to be a nice surprise factor for everyone. However, what I can say is we are struggling for funds at the moment. So we're going to be pushing things up a wee bit ramping things up a bit on social media to try and get more donations. I think we're sitting about between £5,000 and £6,000 raised.
Wow.
But what you've got to remember, and that's a decent sum, but we came up with this idea a while back now, and ideally would have launched earlier in the season, just before season ticket sales, but the team weren't in a good place at that point. A bit of unrest about the club, so we didn't feel that was a good time to launch. But if we had been able to launch before the season ticket sales, and it was a simple case of making a donation as you buy your season ticket, that I think that would have made a huge difference to us. So we're a bit gutted about that. However, we really appreciate everybody that's already donated. But to put it in context, I think some of the tifos we've done already this season, there's a new pulley system in the RDS, which I think everybody would agree is fantastic. The club have been brilliant with us, with all of this. They've actually helped us finance some of this stuff, and so the money we have actually raised to date is almost largely wiped out by a lot of the stuff we've already done. So we really do need to push on raising money for the Simi tribute. And actually the amount of money that we raise will determine what that ends up being.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Andy, just to finish off, because I know you're a lifelong Aberdeen fan, so for you to be the chairman of this group, how much are you personally enjoying the challenge?
Yeah, of course. I was delighted to be asked into the group, and yeah, it's a passion of mine. If there's anything at all I can do to help the team and the atmosphere at Pittodrie, then I'll do it. As simple as that. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's been challenging. We're a new group, some of us know each other, some of us only just know each other. So, and as with everything, trying to get things done by committee is not always straightforward. So we're going through a little bit of learning, but it's early days. But we need more money, and I'm sure it will improve.
All right. Well, Andy, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for taking the time. And honestly, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. And I think it's quite evident that it's already starting to rub off on the players as well, with a fantastic start to the season that we've made. And obviously with the atmosphere at Pittodrie at the moment. So honestly, really, really well done and fantastic work, mate. Take care. Thank you so much for coming on.
Really appreciate the invitation. Thanks, Ali.
No worries, Andy. Take care.
Cheers.
Thanks so much, Andy. Lovely to see you as always. Here's your match stats ahead of tomorrow's game. Ross County are winless in 7 league meetings with Aberdeen, drawing 3, losing 4 since winning 1-0 at Pittodrie in April 2022. Ross County are winless in 6 league games, while last time out against Rangers, they suffered their joint heaviest ever top-flight defeat. Aberdeen have only lost 1 of their last 10 league visits to Ross County, winning 6, drawing 3. The referee for tomorrow is Ewan Anderson, and on VAR is Kevin Clancy. Right, let's get back to your comments. Hope you enjoyed the chat with Andy. Okay. Where are we? Paul Cosgrove has said, good evening, Al. Good evening, all. I'm looking at a win to put us top and a draw on Sunday to keep us top. So I think I read that one out just before. Sugarland says, sitting here watching the Killie highlights from last weekend, after years of poor corners, McGrath seems to have got it sussed. Grey Pilgrim says, come on, Ali, disappointed there's no Willie Miller poster in the background. Sort it out for the next show. Kilted Warriors got us winning 3-0 tomorrow. The musical box says, I'm happy with the squad we have. If we had brought in more, they would just have been bench warmers, I suspect, and maybe not even that. John Helms is here saying, fit like all. Johnny Wilson says, good evening, Ali. I think Yimmy has some players earmarked for January. Hopefully Devlin stays fit. Barry Cole says, wasn't surprised that Richardson went, said it on Monday. Kenny McDonald said, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. I'm going to the game tomorrow, looking forward to watching us play. Dave B says, I think Nisbet is not quite match fit and he'll be brought on after the hour mark to get him up to speed. That's also what I think, mate. Laura 101 says, if we can keep up our current style of play, I think we can have a very good season. Graham Barron says, I'm happy with the squad we have. J-Team seems to be getting a tune out of everyone. No need to panic buy. I can't wait to see Clarkson back and playing with Toppy. That's going to be fierce with pace. Neil Strachan has said, Ali, my opinion is that we Aberdeen will beat Ross County by a cricket or a rugby score and go top of the league. I was at the DNA event and he's a lovely guy, Yimmy T, and I've got a selfie. Good for you. Hi, Leighton. How we doing? Good to see you on, mate. Dave B says, 3 points tomorrow and top of the league. Hope we don't bottle it like we would have done last season. Martin B. Harry has said, I'm feeling great about where the team is and the business done in the window so far. Hope Kevin Nisbet starts. He is talking as if he is raring to go. Unfortunately, I will miss the game as I have an operation. Well, the very best of luck for your operation, mate. Hope it's not too serious. Bigaloot84 says, happy Friday, loons and quines. How comfortable are we running with this defence with only one recognisable left back and right back? Do we have any young loons who can step up and are natural in that position? Graham Gibb has said, is not being in Europe working in Yumi Talene's advantage? Look how much St Mirren, Hearts and Kilmarnock... Oh, God, where's that one gone? I just literally lost that. Where did it go? There we are. Hearts and Kilmarnock are struggling to cope. Were we a bit quick to sack Robson? No, we were not. Should have done it a good couple of months before, to be honest. Dave B. says, Ali, can you join by paying a one-off annual fee? That's a very good question. I genuinely don't know, Dave. Let me do a little bit of digging, and let me see if you can. I'm not 100% sure that you can, though, mate. Let me do some checking. Rob Clark is here. How are we doing, Rob? He says, good evening all. Hope all is well with everybody. Can I please ask for a good luck call to ex-Dons goalkeeper Ryan Essen, who is the recently appointed new manager at Strathspey Thistle, as we look for a win. So the very best of luck to Ryan Essen. Thank you for posting, Rob. Thanks, Ian. Thanks for bringing us up to speed, mate. Phil McCracken says, felt like Reds, we have the strongest squad I can remember for decades. Better to strengthen in January once JT has fully assessed what he needs. Stand free. No, Barry, I'm not in Manchester. I'm in Austria, in my home in Austria. Currently in the Blues Kitchen, just off Deansgate. Aye. Graham Gibber said, but a lot of these European teams who are beating Scottish teams are pretty average stroke poor. Colin Gale, you have just become an Ali Beg ABTV member. Colin, thank you so much for your contribution to the channel and your support. Honestly, it absolutely means the world to me. If you're unaware of the membership scheme, it's basically it's something that YouTube put together for people like myself, who are small, we're small content creators. And what they did was they basically put a membership scheme in place where people like yourselves can donate a very small subscription fee to the channel, which just helps me build it and maintain it. So Colin, thank you. We're well on our way now to actually 80 fully paid up members, which is just absolutely incredible. So Colin, top man, thank you. Graham Gibber said, I've moaned a lot about Dave Cormack, but the fan experience at Pittodrie has improved greatly. Makes it worth a 3-hour journey again after a period of wondering why I was bothering. Sugarland says, I've just stuck a few bob into the AFC Fans Project. Brilliant, Sugarland. Thank you. So if you want to contribute, particularly to Simmy's, what will be Simmy's display, go to the supporters group. It's a new, let me double check that it's the right one so that I've got the name for you. They set up a new, just let me check that I've got the right one. AFC Supporters Experience, it's called. So if you go on there, it's called Aberdeen FC SEM. Go on there, and there's lots and lots of information about how you can donate to the Fans Project. Like, for example, just 2 or 3 posts down, there is a link where you can contribute directly to the Fans Project. So just a quick reminder, Aberdeen, at Aberdeen, FCSEM. Just look for AFC Supporters Experience. Okay. Keith Shepherd is asking, does anyone know when the away kit will be available in all sizes once again? No idea, mate. Sugarland has said, has anyone noticed this season how VAR seems less invasive? Has it been tweaked? Gavin Duncan has said, feeling positive about tomorrow. I think it will be a tough game. County will be looking to bounce back and are better at home. Confident we'll have enough to get the win and go top. Adam Binney has said, not to get too carried away. I'm just content with our start to the season. Come on, you Reds. Barry Cole said, I'm in the main stand and I've noticed the attention to detail. When subs are warming up, coach goes over and puts them through their paces. Martin, thank you for posting, and thank you for, I won't read it out, but thank you for letting us know of your condition. And honestly, mate, the very best of luck, and I hope it goes well for you, and stay strong. Good luck, mate. Oh, brilliant to see so many of you actually offering Martin support here as well. Brilliant, guys. Thank you. Okay, so Sugarland said, just to clear up any confusion, so that people understand, I just contributed to the fans project and the payment was directed through the official AFC website. There is a link, a direct link to the fans project on the website. Okay, guys. Right, so we've done half an hour notes, so we'll call it a night. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much, as always, for contributing. And as we always do on a Friday night, you know, we leave the show by wishing the lads the very best of luck tomorrow. What an incentive to go top of the table for at least 24 hours. And it's nothing more than we deserve after the start to the season. And I just hope we can keep it going. And Big Pappy to get up there and maybe score a couple more with that head of his. Absolutely brilliant last week. And I hope, you know, it's given him all the confidence that he needs to really crack on, because there is a player there. And yeah, to all of you who are travelling up to Dingwall, have a safe journey, have a brilliant journey, and take good care of yourselves. And I'll see you again on Sunday night for the review show. Stand free.